So in your opinion, so in 2016, you were only 18 years old.
I was 18 years
Yeah,
old.
because you're 25 at the moment, ne?
Yeah, 25.
Holy moly, we always forget how young you still are.
Yeah.
And what was the reservations to turn pro? I mean, I understand from an industry body perspective. And it's, forgive me just to divert you, but Ulrich Potgieter just announced this morning he's turning professional.
Oh, that's brilliant.
You know,
What a
Ulrich
player.
Potgieter, he got the exemption on the tour. And this morning he announced, you know, which I'm assuming wasn't part of his plans.
Yeah.
But what would be the hesitation? What was the hesitation in that time?
So I played, like I said, all the IPTs, and then tried to work my way up the amateur ranks in South Africa. But I just felt like I was getting nowhere. And I was just hovering like 25 on the order of merit to like 30 on the order of merit in the amateur ranks. And I found the more I played, the more it was actually, with the whole ranking system, how it worked, I didn't really understand. I just played more and more and played as much as I could. Whereas actually, sometimes you actually shouldn't play this tournament because last year you finished 6th. And now if you play it this year and you finish worse than 6th,
you lose your points.
You lose points. And I was like, how does that work? So I was like, no, stuff this. I want to, you know, the amount of money that I make is where I want to be sitting on the order of merit. So the more you play, the more money you earn, you're going to be on top.
Yeah.
So the world golf rankings is very similar to that.
Yeah.
If you, let's finish top 5 in the British Open, and then next year you miss your cut, boom, you're going to drop big ranking points because it's also very similar.
Yeah, they
point
use
structure to that.
devices and all sorts of stuff. So I just wanted, you know, local order of merits. The amount of money you earn is where you should be on the order of merit.
And the order of merit, just from a professional player's perspective, how does that work?
So the more cuts you make, the more money you earn, and then you climb the ranks. Well, now they've changed to a point system.
Okay.
Which I think actually is going to help us a lot because it was quite top heavy with all the co-sanctions, you know.
Okay.
The guy would win a co-sanction, only play 1 or 2 events, and now all of a sudden he's on the top of the order of merit. Whereas, you know, some guys
a
will
guy
be
could
playing,
win 5 events during the season on the Sunshine event and not really climb so much.
yeah, he
compared to
could
that.
win like 5 Vodacom Origins events and then only make 500-600 points or 700 points, and then over 700,000 rand, and then a guy would come and win $4 million, and now he's like way ahead of you from one tournament.
So the point system, just give me an idea how that works.
So I think they've just created a point system to make it less top heavy with the co-sanctions.
Okay.
And I think you win. So like when I won the Stella Artois, I got X amount of money, but the points were more than the money.
Okay.
To try and balance it out.
Okay.
So I think that's what they've done.
In a nutshell, previous seasons, the order of merit was just money based
The
on...
only indicator was money.
Was money. Okay. So if you made an X amount of money, you would climb. Now they've made it a lot more simpler where no matter if you go to Sishen and play a Vodacom Origins event or you play the Joburg Open, yes, obviously Joburg Open will have more points.
More points.
But you can actually, based on a good season, you can have a good season in winter and a poor summer, then at least you still climb the ladder in winter.
Yeah, you won't fall off as
You won't
heavily.
fall off as heavy because in the past it was all about summer. If you're
Yeah.
not playing the summer events, you're moving backwards because
Yeah.
everyone's just running past you the whole time.
Yeah.
So I think it's fair. It's definitely a fair structure, to be honest.
But it's
100%.
obviously a moving target, and clearly by some changes in the last year, it's amazing. But you know, no judgment on it. That we're all still learning because the tour obviously is learning as they still go along.
Yeah.
And also in the last 3 years, I mean, call it 2 years especially, there's been a lot of change in golf.
Jeez, no, the Sunshine Tour especially.
I mean, the Sunshine Tour especially.
what
I mean,
Thomas and his team
yeah,
have done is unbelievable for us players.
you know, like I said to you earlier, I had one of the tour marketing managers here this week. In fact, yesterday. And we were just going through some of the changes that Thomas has brought in, and it's just been amazing. But there's also politics, like in anything, you know, there's politics involved. But is there any indication as to how the PGA Live Tour a merger is going to affect the Sunshine Tour?
So we don't know as
Okay,
yet
okay.
exactly what the changes are going to be.
Because I'm assuming, the co-sanctioned tours will be
No.
possibly... affected?
No, I don't. Well, listen, this is my opinion, and I haven't done enough research. But the mergers between the USPGA and Live. So I would say Sunshine Tours merger tour is the European and Challenge Tour.
Okay.
So I don't know. I can't see how it's going to affect the Sunshine Tour personally.
Okay.
I could be totally wrong, and I don't think there's enough information out there currently because it's still new information.
Yeah.
But I can't see it affecting the European Tour and Sunshine Tour on the merge,
Okay.
Yeah.
if that makes sense. And just going back, one step back to the new point system, I think it's also quite nice for the pros. Like, if you go into the Order of Merit, it's all points based. Previously, it was all money based. So now every week I can watch Kyle and see, oh, well, this oak's balling. He's just made R1 million in the last 2 weeks. You know, so people are nosy when it comes to those things. So that protection of, yes, you could, if you do enough research, you could find out how much they're winning anyway.
Yes.
But I think that's also really, really nice because it's all based on points. It's not about how much money they've earned, and they've almost protected that person on seeing how much money they're earning.
Yeah,
because
100%.
people are all money driven. I mean, you know.
I didn't think about it that way, actually. That's a good point.
Yeah, 100%. So you go look in the past when Dani van Tonder was just going crazy, and then all of a sudden he's R4 million richer. I literally click 4 buttons and I can see how much it is. Now, it's not the case, which I think that protection is, I don't know if that's the right word, but that protection is quite nice.
Yeah.
Because it's not like you can go click 4 buttons and see what my salary is.
But does it, forgive my
You know what I mean?
does it stop, it also then takes players so they don't select too much, selective playing.
Yeah.
Because then they just go for the big, you know, the big wins and the big co-sanctioned. They also are incentivized to play on a lot of the tours.
Yeah, 100%. So like, for example, we can use first person that comes into mind, like a Jacques Kruiswijk, for example, who plays on the European Tour. Now, if he has a 4-week break, not traveling to Europe, he might want to play 1 or 2 smaller events on the Sunshine Tour because it's on point system. To build his ranking on the Sunshine Tour. If it was all just money based and it's smaller events, he's not even going to move much anyway. Playing those events, he might well just practice and have his off time.
So
So I think it's definitely incentivizing, I would say, guys that are playing abroad to come back and play a little bit more as well.
100%. We've seen that. We've definitely seen that. More players are coming back playing the smaller events, and it's nice to have them because for our world ranking points as well,
100%.
it increases, you know, the field strength and all of that.
Because the point system is connected to the other tours as well.
So let me interrupt here. So basically, who's a good example? So if Dean Burmeister is ranked 60 in the world and he comes and plays the Kit Kat Pro-Am and he's 60 in the world, all of a sudden the world ranking points for that event is way bigger than if he didn't play.
Yeah, like this.
So, for example, when Eric was top 50 on the Order of Merit and he played
SA Open or
the Nedbank, everyone is happy that he's playing. Not because they want to see him and say, well, hello, what's the lekker? It's because it benefits their world ranking points.
Okay.
Yeah, you make the cut or you finish top 10.
Yeah.
You get more world ranking points and you climb, you know, obviously the World Order of Merit.
And is the pointing system quite an easy thing to understand?
No, I still don't understand it. From my understanding is, obviously there's point structure on how strong the field is. That's why all the majors are strong, because it's got the top 70 players in the world but you gain your points based on strength of field, and size of points is on strength on field, and obviously based on performance you get more ranking points based on that. And then obviously if you play that same event next year, in order to gain points from the previous season to actually have that positive deficit, then you would have to improve last year's performance. If you are worse than the performance, you lose last year's ranking points. It comes off.
Okay.
So in English, to explain it, on H&A you have your 20 rounds.
Yeah.
I don't know how it works on what the number is, but let's say it's 8 or 9 or 10. And let's say 9 was your 68 and you're a 2 handicap. Now, the minute you get to 10 and that 68, 10 rounds played, and that 68 falls out, all of a sudden you might go from a 2 to a 3 or a 4 because that good score has been removed.
Okay.
It's very similar to that structure in terms of world
Yeah.
ranking points.
I mean, to put it into this perspective, this is crazy. I mean, won the Stella Artois Players Championship. I got 2.7 points for winning, okay? Wyndham Clark, that just won the US Open, got 100 points. So that means I'd have to win like 33,
Yeah.
33
Players
Stella
Championships,
Artois
yeah.
to get 100 points. I mean, that's
Just shows you.
mind-blowing.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think anyone will do that. So, yeah, obviously, and we had a pretty strong field. We had like 5 or 6 players within the top 300 in the world, which is not bad in the Stella Artois.
Yeah, Tristan Lawrence played.
Lawrence,
played.
Jaco Ellis, a few other guys, yeah.
It was a decent
Dylan
field.
Mostert, Casey Jarvis,
All your mates.
all my mates.
That Casey's also something
Yeah, Casey's special, eh?
special. I mean,
So how's this? We traveled together the whole of last season, and I didn't beat him in one tournament. And the only tournament I beat him was the Stella Artois, and he finished second. So the only way I can theoretically beat him is to win the golf tournament.
That is funny.
Yeah, I saw
love that one.
he was the runner-up, huh?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think this is a good time to discuss. I don't know what that time period is, but obviously Dylan winning
Yeah.
was obviously you could see on TV how special it was for you guys.
Yeah.
Casey's been knocking on the door a couple of times, and you guys have been there, and then you. So
And Herman Lopesha as well.
Herman
Herman
Lopesha
Lopesha.
as
He
well.
was the first one to win. So he got his card back at qualifying school at, what's that course they play there?
Somewhere
Heron
there by the
Banks.
Val, Heron Banks.
Yeah, tough course apparently. So Herman got his card 2 weeks before the first event last season. The first event was at Arabella. Herman wins. First guy in our friend group to win, and we were traveling together and everything was lovely. And that obviously drove all of us to be like, wow, this is, it's doable now.
Possible,
We can
yeah.
definitely do this.
Yeah.
And then Dill was the next one to win a few weeks later at the Kit Kat. And then obviously he won again at the Nelson Mandela, the Challenge Tour event at Humewood. And yeah, obviously then I felt like I had to do it. You can't be falling
Can't
far
be the
behind.
fourth leg, yeah.
Yeah.
So Casey must feel left out at the moment. But
No, he
listen,
does.
all respect to Casey, he's having a very, very good season.
Oh, he's
Very
doing.
good
He's
season,
one of the best
exceptional.
players I've played
Yeah.
with, and
And why is
It's
that?
quite funny.
Do you think it's because he's so aggressive when he goes for his iron shots towards the green? He's got almost like zero.
he doesn't have fear. He
fear,
plays
that's
with no
right word.
fear.
Yeah.
Just probably the most confident player I've ever played with. I mean, I played the first 2 rounds with him at the Limpopo Championships beginning of this year. And we're on the 9th hole of our second day. It was a long par 5. It was actually the 18th hole, but our 9th hole. And
actually gonna
it's
ask
long,
you
you
this.
can't reach it in 2. But he goes driver, 3 wood. He's still got like 70 meters to the flag. Hits it to like 5 foot from the hole, straight up the hill, 5 foot. Walks up there and he's like, guys, I want to tap this in. I want to just tap it in quick. From 5 foot. Okay, so his caddy takes out the flag. He doesn't mark it, clean the ball, nothing. There's still mud on the ball. And just taps it in. Goes in for birdie. I mean, that's how crazy that oak is.
He's a bit of
He's just got no fear. And when he feels like he wants to do something on the course, he'll just do it. And most of the time it pays off.
And I think that goes.
he's brilliant.
I think that goes to certain personality, especially for Casey, and you could answer this really, really well. If he had to sit for 2.5, 3 minutes, wait for the other guys to play out, he knows he's going to miss the putt because he's probably going to think about it for so long, and then he's going to overread it, and am I going to make it or not? Right now, his thinking is, okay, let me just tap it in, get my birdie, let's just get it done.
Yeah, Casey's definitely not an overthinker. If anything, he doesn't think at all.
Okay.
He just looks and hits. No, he's brilliant.
Which is
I look up to him for that.
Which is a good positive.
Yeah, I've definitely taken some aspects out of his game and created in my own way to play with less fear. And yeah, he's helped me a lot.
Yeah,
I look up
that's
to
great.
him, even though he's 19 years old and
Yeah.
I'm 25. I respect the way he plays. It's brilliant. But also a funny story. So after I won the Players Championship, obviously we were celebrating in the clubhouse afterwards, and myself, Dylan Mostert, Herman Loebscher, and Casey Jarvis, we took a picture like this. And while we were posing for the picture, Herman tunes 3 winners and a
That is funny.
Oh, it was brilliant.
He's still going to win a lot, eh?
Oh, Casey's definitely.
He's going to win a lot.
He's going to win something big.
Yeah, he's definitely prone, and the way that everybody's writing about him, he's going to be.
He knocked on the door at Houghton, eh?
Yeah. Yes, he's knocked on the door.
That was the Joburg Open. He
Joburg
was
Open.
knocking on the door, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other guys
he's
just played ridiculously well.
Yeah.
You're talking about
didn't really-
You're talking about the last one.
The recent Joburg
Yeah,
Open,
yeah.
they just literally didn't make mistakes and they just fired. I mean, Casey had a good opportunity there, but the other guys just played really good at the end of the day on the last day.
Yeah, that was impressive.
Yeah.